So, I'm doing my cold exposure in my hot tub because I'm top G and I do whatever I want. See a lot of people online talking constantly about how good it is to get in these ice baths and all these kind of things. And how it takes willpower and it's difficult. And I agree with you. It would take willpower and it would be difficult, which is exactly why I say all of that garbage. There's something about melanin. I'm half black, half white. Please understand. It makes you afraid of some things, but fearless in the face of others. I don't see any of my brothers out there, my black brothers, talking about how good it is to be cold. In fact, I only see them saying the opposite, and that's how I know I have black blood in me. I do not see the benefits of sitting and shaking and freezing in ice. This can actually be extrapolated to a lot of things. Do you ever see black people swim with sharks? It's like, bro, I'm black. My life's extreme enough. Why the fuck am I gonna do extreme sports? Rock climbing, jumping out of a plane. This is all white people shit. White people love this. The cold, sharks. No. We're afraid of all those things. Now, we're not afraid of a shootout. We're calm under those pressures. White people are scared of that. But it's kind of the way it works. The reason I have such a problem with all of this cold exposure shit, even though I know it takes willpower and know it's difficult, is threefold. One, I refuse to believe there's any benefit at all. When I was fighting professionally, and I was genuinely hurt, I needed a warm bath. Warm bed. A warm chick. 5 warm women. Who wants a cold? No, hot ones. I needed warmth. Even when I injured myself, I never put ice on it. Ice it, put ice on it. Hasn't that been debunked? Someone at home can do something that's actually debunked. I never believed that crap. You need to heat it up. Heat is power. Firstly, there's no benefit. It's just people trying to act tough. Which leads to the second one, which genuinely upsets me about all this cold exposure shit. Everything is just cope and is an excuse. I want the whole world to know that if you're afraid to fight, I know that you're afraid to fight. And there's nothing you can do that proves to me you're not afraid to fight besides fight. The thing is cope for being afraid to fight. Not just ice baths, but ice baths are a perfect example of it. If you find some tough alpha male guy, he's tough, he's alpha male, and he's a motivational speaker, and he talks about willpower. Ice baths are great because they're so difficult to do, and you get in there and it's cold. I did 7 minutes to triathlons. I did a triathlon. Really? What'd you have to do? I had to ride my bike, then I had to run 20 miles, and I had to swim in a freezing cold river covered in shit, and I did all this, and it was so difficult. It took me 18 hours. It was so hard. Ironman triple triathlon. You could have just had a MMA fight. It's only 3 5-minute rounds, 15 minutes. You wasted 18 hours. Talk about ice bath. I do an ice bath every morning for my mental clarity. But then why? False. True. Ice baths are cope for men who are scared to fight, trying to act like they're tough. And you can tell because you can tell the exact character of the people who do the ice baths. Just look at them. Anyone who talk about an ice bath, look at them. They go to the gym, they try and train a bit, and they do their ice baths. They talk about willpower and motivation, and they're married to some 7. Yeah. Ooh, I made it. Got a blowjob once. Great. Lame. So I don't like ice baths. I'm actually against them. Now, I know you people at home are going to say, but Andrew, in your infinite wisdom, you've made a mistake, which of course is impossible. And they're going to say, what about the UFC fighters who fight, who also swear by ice baths? And my answer to that is, you only know who these people are because they fight, not because they do ice baths. They decide to do an ice bath because they're also brave enough to fight, which gives them significance. You're allowed to do something stupid if you do something cool. You're allowed. I do some shit that's pointless, but I'm top G. I'm known for being top G. I'm the best man in the world, which means I can occasionally indulge in something dumb. Fighters do ice baths. We just discussed how their only significance comes from the thing that's actually important, which is fighting, which is what the ice bath people wish they could do, but they're afraid to do, so instead they talk on Twitter about how they do ice baths. Like, bro, there's no amount of ice baths you could get in that would stop me kick at you in front of your 7. So what are you doing? Just go do something real. Go fight. Everything else is cope. In fact, and I'll admit this right now, since I've retired, even I have to cope with the fact that I'm fighting. Because fighting is primal. You destroy somebody. It can't be explained or replicated or replaced because it's primal. It's built inside of every man to hurt another man to the point where he can no longer resist. And obviously I'm not a thug. I don't want to do it on the street, so I do it fair competition. Do it on the street, you can sideswipe a guy, you can stab a guy, whatever. That's not fair. It takes balls to get in there and have a fair fight. So now I have to cope. I do it too. I don't fight anymore, I'm retired, so I'm just gonna have to make $100 million a year, I guess. Because if I don't, how else can I replicate the feeling of being the man? So if I make $100 million a year, and if I buy 56 supercars, and if I have 40 properties, and a private jet, and a yacht, all these hoes, and a line, why am I doing all that? I mean, if I was kicking the shit out of people, I probably wouldn't be as motivated. But I'm very motivated to make a shit bunch of money and do all this other stuff, because I'm not kicking the shit out of people like I used to. And I'm still training every day. Imagine I didn't even train. Do you have any idea what kind of savage I'd be in my mind? Even being financially successful to try and exert your dominance is cope for fighting. It's all the same. Men are all the same. We're all intrinsically the same. It's how we work. Where did this start? Ice baths? Ice baths. So gay. But I feel like I can extrapolate this to anything. What else do people do? In fact, it's all white people shit. Wait. It's coming to me. This is the white man's fault. It's all coming to me. The African ancestors were right. Pan-Africanism. Dr. Umar. Because they're always the ones trying to cope. Maybe because us brothers, like, we're built with the intrinsic ability. The melanin allows us to see the white man's punches coming. And we can slip and we can hurt him. So because we have the intrinsic ability to fight, because black people can fight better, it's inside of us, so we feel like we don't have to cope as much, whereas the white boy feels like he can't fight, so he has to cope. So to try and prove he's a tough guy, he does some dumb shit, like swim with sharks. Think about it. It's all starting to come together. Yeah, you could, but look, I went swimming with sharks. I can still kick the fuck out of you. You're just an idiot. That's the worst cope ever. It doesn't prove anything. What does that prove? That you were lucky? That the shark wasn't particularly hungry? That's what you proved. Your life was not in your hands. There was no skill involved. You were just lucky that the shark was uninterested in tasting. That's it. I don't get it. Bro, let me tell you something. I almost went skydiving once. And I should have known. I've already done a Tate speech on this, you can watch it. I almost went skydiving once. Walked into place, not a single black guy. Should have known. I was like, wait, something's up here. I've done a whole Tate speech on it and why I didn't jump out the plane. But basically, the realization came to me. Jumping out of a plane, the whole game is jump. I'm supposed to die. Ha ha ha, I didn't die. That's the game. Look, I was supposed to die, but I didn't. Once again, no skill involved, no power or masculine, no bravery. I didn't even call it bravery, because it's just blind luck, dumb shit. Caving. I've never seen a black person caving. I've never seen one. Being half white, half black gives me unique perspectives. You know, I can tell when it's white people shit. I can tell when it's black people shit. But basically, all of it is cope for fighting. And I'll admit, there's some things that I wouldn't do, that other people will do, to try and prove to me they're a tough guy. And you and your flawed logic might think, well, Andrew, if you're so tough, and you're so brave, and he'll go caving, and you won't, doesn't that make him braver than you? And my answer is no.